Can we catch up with all those doctors? Let's find out. This is Bifida Blog. Welcome back to Bifida Blog. It's Monday today, so it's the start of the working week, and we're hoping that today we can get a few more answers from the doctors and see where Noah is actually heading for the next week or so, what they've got planned, and where we go, and possibly find out how long it might be before we can think about maybe heading back. Maybe. So we're just going to do the usual. We're probably not going to be heading out like we have been over the last couple of days, just because we know we're going to have to be around for all of these different people. We were expecting all the different teams and doctors to come around at various points of the day. That there's no structure to when they want to come, so we have to be ready with at least one person with Noah at all times. So I'm going to go up a bit later on. Louise is going to go up first. She's seen how many bottles Mummy has in here. Look at them! I wonder what happened to your bag. You've nicked it for bottles. Yeah, made it big. Wow! Oh, yeah, I saw that.
I wish I had taken a bath all day.
Noah's cannula falling out this morning. So 2 doctors tried about 5 times to put a new cannula in. Tried both of his feet, ankles, both sides of his hands, his wrists, in the fold of his elbow, with no success. So in the end they've decided to switch him from intravenous antibiotics to oral antibiotics. So at least he won't have any more pinholes, but hopefully the antibiotics will still do the trick.
So Louise is now back from her morning visit from Noah. So we've got 1 extra chocolate cake from Louise's birthday that we never got around to putting candles on. So we're going to go have some lunch now and hopefully do a nice cake. I do apologise in advance for any singing that is caught on camera. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mummy. Happy birthday to you. Okay, so a slight warning for those who are of a slight disposition and are not very good with cuts and stuff. I'm just going to show you some pictures of Noah's back in its current state. Now it does look a little bit sore on the where the scars all join together at the main bit. That's just because of the infection. They do clean it up, so that's before they cleaned it up. So don't get too worried about it. But if you're not very good with it, probably best to turn away for about 30 seconds whilst I show you.
Okay. So she said to me yesterday, what about trying them on a bottle? Okay. You said to try it. Charlie, she's in.
Lovely. Yeah. Yeah. Ready? Smudge sleep away.
Ready, say cheese. You give him a little kiss on his head.
Beautiful.
I'm just putting his hand on my it's
Putting his hand on your tummy for a picture. Right. That's very
the colour in my
Just be careful of his back in this box.
He's holding his hand.
Perfect, lovely.
He looks nice and happy now. He is.
wanted.
Maybe.
Maybe that's what he wanted. He's fed up at Daddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's fed up with sleeping on Daddy. He's been on Daddy for too long. So he said, I want to Heidi.
When he gets home,
Yeah.
I really love it so much.
he only loves you.
Okay.
I know he really loves me.
Because you're brother and sister, isn't it? You're going to sleep again, It's very cute. You two are so cute. He's such a quiet little baby, isn't he? The neuro nurses came around today to check his wound. It had opened up a little bit more in the middle where it's infected, but they've put a new dressing on and hopefully that will start to heal up really quick. They did say that once the wound has healed, we should be able to either go home or at least back to Barnstable. They also said that his head circumference and the size of the ventricles had stayed stable, so they weren't thinking that he needed a shunt at this stage. We also had the urology nurse come up because we've been having trouble with Noah's catheters. He had to have a permanent catheter put in because the intermittent ones, neither myself or the nurses or the doctors were able to get them in. So she came up this afternoon and she struggled to get it in too, but did get it in eventually and drain off some. But me and the doctors and the nurses tried again tonight with no success. So he's got the other one back in now. So hopefully we'll see the urology nurse tomorrow and get a better idea of what's going on. After seeing the neuro nurses today, a doctor came to scan Noah's head routinely, and despite what the neuro nurses had said, the ventricles had increased today and sort of like gone beyond what they would call their acceptable level. So hopefully we'll find out a bit more about that tomorrow. Not looking so positive, which is a shame because it's been so stable for so long, but we'll just wait and see.
So it's been a pretty eventful day today. We are just getting ready to go again. And I'm not quite sure because it's harder than it was last time. We thought it would probably get easier as time went on, but actually it feels pretty hard. I don't know if that's because it's an extra day away. I don't know if that's because of the news we've had today. I'm not really sure why it's necessarily harder, but it does feel a bit harder today than it did last week. Heidi, I think... it's gone very quickly, I'll put it that way. These 3 days have gone really quick. To think we'll be back tonight and back into the swing of things as normal tomorrow. I'd say it's feeling quite intense at the moment. Tomorrow is quite an important day for Noah and finding out where he really goes, and it's going to be a very important day in the sense of the decisions that are made. Things do happen this week, like if he does need anything for his brain and the fluid, then I think we might have to pop up. We might have to call on those extra days, just because that's going to be such a big thing, and it always was going to be a big thing. So if something is going to happen, then we're going to want to be here. Okay, so we're just on our way now. We've just left. Pretty emotional to say the least. I'm doing my best not to well up because I've got to drive, but if I could, I probably would. back home. It's quite late, but I've just finished unpacking all of the clothes, sticking it in the wash and doing all the household jobbies. So that's about it for today. Tomorrow we've got the general ward rounds. So this is the ward round where pretty much they have one doctor from every team all go around together. So we're hoping that Louise will get a few more answers as to what's going on. Obviously we had a bit of bad news in terms of the ventricles, and they already seem to be concerned about that. So we'll hopefully get a better idea of what they want to do tomorrow, maybe have another scan and see if it's maybe just a bit of a one-off. So we'll see how it goes. But we'll leave it at that for today. So great to have you again, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.